Good afternoon. I'm very happy to be here for the second time. I've been here last time, and it was a fruitful conference. I hope this one is better than last one. And thank you very much. If you let me, I read on the paper because my English is not okay, and it's better to read on the paper. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to join you here in Zurich at 4th Europe-Iran Forum. It's my second time attending at this event, and I think this forum has been a successful event to make European and Iranian companies closer for a better understanding and cooperation. First of all, please allow me to extend my special thanks to the event organizer to host and arrange this forum, to share our information and ideas, and to find opportunities to extend level of cooperation between Iran and Europe more than before. I'd like also welcome to all distinguished guests and participants. Since the implementation of JCPOA, Iran's bilateral ties with global communities, in particular Europe, has been accelerated. In an official visit of President Rouhani to Italy and France, several major contracts worth of 40 billion US dollar has been signed, especially in mining and metal sector, and some other agreements reached with European companies. Europe has always been considered as Iran's largest trading partner before the sanctions and now in past sanction era. Maybe you heard about Shah Abbas. It's more than 300 years back, 400 years back. These days is a book just I read 2 months back. From that time is a lot of business between Iran and Europe. And my city, Isfahan, was the center of this business. I wanted to show that I'm from Isfahan. We are looking for not to have a normal relation, but also much more extended than before. With a huge reserve of oil and gas, we are looking for expansion of capacities to export more to Europe as one of major energy importers. This will bring more security to future of energy supply in EU. On one hand, and on the other hand, Iran is seeking for 250 billion US dollar investment in infrastructures, oil and gas, industries, and especially mining industries. Based on Iran's 6 5-year development plan, which began from March 2017, there would be great opportunities for European firms, investors, banks, financial institutions, contractors, suppliers to not only participate in the projects as contractor or financiers, but also as investors and long-time shareholders. This will drive us into a long-term business relation and a strategic partnership. Dear friends, now we have just started second round of President Rouhani's government, and we have another 4 years to go. I believe at the first 4 years of his government, he paved the way and many steps have been taken towards fast growth. Therefore, we have better atmosphere and opportunities for investment. Just a couple of weeks ago, some European banks, hopefully, have decided to be more active in Iranian market. I have to say that a little bit delay. But anyhow, thanks to them. Uber Bank, Austria, and Danske Bank of Denmark. There would be about 30 billion US dollar new financing from Asian countries such as South Korea, Japan, and China. And we will have more from European countries in very near future. Generally speaking, the economic perspective is promising. For example, the inflation rate decreased from about 40% under 10% in the last 3 years, and competitiveness has been improved by 17 steps, and some cases like market size index, we ranked as 19th in the world. In 2016, the government has set up a tone of seeking growth while maintaining stability in the market and currency, with efforts going to stabilize growth, overhaul the tax law in favor of investment, come to force by 22nd of 2017. In currency and stock market, we have seen upward trend. Real now stronger by 10%. Also, despite turmoil in world stock market, Tehran stock market raised 20%. Unlike some other oil export countries, Iran is not so depending on oil revenue and rely on a big range of industries like auto, petrochemical, carpet, agriculture, food industry, shipbuilding, and of course, mine and mining industry like steel, copper, aluminum, and others. Here, I would like to remind you that the Islamic Republic of Iran, with a population of more than 80 million and a GDP of around 400 billion US dollar, is located in the heart of Middle East, where Persian Gulf is in the south, Iraq and Turkey in the west, and Afghanistan and Pakistan in the east, and CIS countries with 400 million population in the north. Now let me go directly to mines and mining industry sector. But before that, I want to just repeat again. Hopefully Iran, beside these I mentioned, like gas, oil, mine, and other factors we have a human resource, knowledgeable human resource. And it's a chance for all foreigners to use that. Sometimes I talk to some of the big companies that I talked to in the last 2 years. They said it's a chance for us. When we open or invest in Iran, we just send 2 or 3 or at most 5 people from our country. The others, Iranian, and they are educated and good experience. And it's a chance for Iran and European companies. As Iranian economy is going to enter to a much faster growth in recent years, IMIDRO is working to increase international competitiveness of mines and mining sector in Iran. With vast mining resources, with 1% population and 7% of mining reserve of the world. Iran is one of the richest countries in the world of mines, holding some 68 types of minerals. These include coal, iron ore, copper, lead, zinc, barite, and other materials. With the government plan to reach a growth rate of 8% in 6 development plan, mine and mining industry sector must grow annually more than 8.8% to meet demand, and this means a huge investment, more than 50 billion US dollar required on that sector to invest in steel, aluminum, copper, zinc, and related mines and exploration, as well as its infrastructure in next 5 years. 50 billion US dollar demand. IMIDRO is abbreviation of Iran Mines and Mining Industries Development and Renovation Organization. Was established 15 years ago after merging two related ministries. IMIDRO is a development government organization by law, but operates in parallel with private sector in project implementation. IMIDRO serves a very dynamic and unique articles of association for cooperation and partnership with domestic and international sectors. Also, IMIDRO is government developing organization, but has enough flexibility to make decisions and improvement Iran's mining sector. We assist investors financially and in the implementation process. We pave the way to protect the right of investors and in the joint venture, and if IMIDRO takes part in the investment, we participate as a minority shareholder, only to support our partners. I have to say that the government of Iran, by law, has to and must to privatize companies and has to protect and support private sectors. So, IMIDRO, as a government organization, by law, have not to have any shares more than 3 years after finishing the company or the factory or everything. It means that we have to transfer it, sell it, or privatize it. But sometimes it needs for the risk, because the mining system have risk, because when you exploration of mines, sometimes not enough reserve or not very economic. So sometimes the private sectors like to have a shareholder like government, but it is just, as I said, it's just very few shares. It means that we are not the competitor of private sectors. We are the supportive of the private sectors. Based on investors' priorities and willingness, IMIDRO shall participate as a shareholder in a formed JV company on behalf of government to help and speed up the approval process, receiving license as well as investment. IMIDRO investment situation right now is 69 projects constructed in steel, zinc, copper, aluminum, gold, and others. 17 billion US dollar investment right now we did. And right now 29 projects under development. And so we are ready to share with any company. And in 2020, Iran mining sectors as a whole needs, as I mentioned, 50 billion US dollar in all the fields of mining and mining industries. And there's a chance in Iran, hopefully, for example, in steel, we have iron ore, we have gas, we have a chance to export to every part of the world. And as I mentioned, a population of around 450 million population in the Middle East around us. It means that we are user of these commodities. As IMIDRO has started implementation of its exploration master plan, which has increased its exploration coverage almost 300,000 square kilometers within that last year, and already to share more than 400 green or brown exploration fields with interested international companies as a JV or jointly invest in mine chain from very exploration to the very end of production or even full transference. In mining by law, it means that every foreign company can invest 100% in the mining sector. In this field, it's by law, it's open. It means that, as I mentioned to you, on 300,000 square kilometer we explored. Hopefully these days, as I mentioned, we have around 400 green or brown exploration. It means that if you want to have more data or information, for sure we can share with you. Fortunately, in the exploration process, we have found some new potential resources for zinc, iron, copper, and gold, and chromite and iron ore. Ladies and gentlemen, in a steel industry, Iran has a production capacity of 31 million tons and rank as 14th in the world. And in 2025, we're going to have a target of 55 million tons in steel. And for sure we can have it. And we are in need of $10 billion investment in this field. In aluminum, we have gas. You know that energy and gas is the main material that needs. Right now we have 350,000 tons of aluminum, and our target is 1.5 million tons. And it means $11 billion we are in need of investment. In copper, 200,000 tons of cathode in copper, and our target is around 700,000 tons or around. It could be more, because hopefully in exploration in this field, we have new mines in copper, and we can do it for that. For sure, our target is 700, but they feel that they insisted to have less than that, but we not agree. Hopefully the deputy of copper company and a steel company is here, and you can talk to them later on. In mining, as I mentioned, and in infrastructure, we are in need. Hopefully in IMIDRO have two free zone, a special zone in Parsian, close to Asaluye, 20 kilometers close to Asaluye, and hopefully right now the port is began to build 2 months back, and other one in Bandar Abbas, and the land and infrastructure ready for investors to come and have their factories over there. IMIDRO serves a very equipped research center called IMPRC and ready to cooperate with interested companies. Based on IMIDRO's strategy, we are developing and empowering our plants and companies in every sector to make it modern, efficient, so there are plenty of chances of cooperation in R&D sector and transferring new technology. Ladies and gentlemen, IMIDRO has always had a strong mutual and win-win cooperation with European companies. We have had some successful story of our cooperation with some of interested initiative companies, which I had the pleasure to meet with them last year. Today, I would like to announce that they successfully joined with us. There are different models of engaging in our projects, such as investing and off-taking the products, partnership with the local Iranian companies producing inside Iran, setting up your Iranian company and take 100% ownership and take a part in our coming tenders or projects. In my country, there are different and new upcoming projects in exploration, mine development, and mining industry, which are ready for investment and are willing to start for discussion with interested parties to find a common way to move forward. We are increasing Our commodities trade to European countries more than before. Last year, Iran's non-oil export increased up to more than 17%. To sum up, I would like to invite you to pay a visit to Iran and have chelo kebab in Iran. You know that. And IMIDRO to discover more. It's a joke. Mr. Khansari, I apologize to him because he's Isfahanian too. You know, Isfahanis is, some people say it's not right, but anyhow, I tell. Somehow they go Isfahanian like Scottish, but we are not Scottish, you know. I got my PhD from Scotland, you know, Paisley University. I know what I had a professor there. All 5 years I got my PhD. All of the time he had just one tie. I bought one tie on his birthday, but still he didn't put that. But anyhow, in Isfahan, if you want to be insured for life, you have an Isfahani give you a chelo kebab free. It make you healthy, because I see doctor here, he can tell that. Because of that, if you come to Iran and invest, I promise that give you a chelo kebab free. Please come.
Thank you very much, Minister.